All right, this is our week number 2. I've moved over some money plants. They have a bunch of roots starting. The one stem of Rotella, I think it is right here. It broke off, but it's got a little new sprout that started. I've opened my garage door now, so I get a little bit of daylight coming in. Haven't seen too much growth. We do have some cyanobacteria definitely started. We're gonna suck this out. I'll show you what I'm gonna do with that. Did have a new leaf here. That's a new leaf right there that started. So there is a little bit of growth. The crypts still haven't melted too much, but they're definitely not as colored up as they should be or whatever. So we'll see what happens there. And then our Amazon in the back there has one little leaf starting in the middle. But our moss is definitely not getting enough light, is what I'm guessing. It's I did do these lights because they do the Kelvin I want for the right color of the tank, but they are only 18 watts. So with a lower wattage of a light, it doesn't give you the same plant growth. Like the higher the wattage, the better the plants like that, right? So I think I might have to definitely up the lighting in here, but with the lighting, upping the lighting, I'm gonna get all this a lot more. So we're gonna try and get some of that out here. I'll show you how I'm gonna plan on doing it. Oh, and I did add a couple ram horn snails just to help with cleanup. And then I think the first fish I put in here, it might be, say, like a pleco or a couple plecos maybe or something, but I don't know right now. And then we got to get the hair algae off of our Bruce Philander in the back. So all right, now all I'm gonna do is take my siphon hose. I got a smaller diameter hose, not a bigger hose, so I'm not sucking a whole bunch of water. And then we're just gonna vacuum that up. Another thing I like to do that I find is I have like a little paddle almost, and if I use that paddle and just waft over top of it like this, and help me get it off of there. I guess you could probably have little toothbrushes and stuff too, but this is just what I have. You could use toothbrushes, little wood sticks, anything like that, but I find if you waft it like that and then suck it up, it comes off pretty easy, and you get a lot of it out of the tank instead of having it floating around in the tank. So yeah, this stuff's a pain, but it's over nutrients, right? There's too much nutrients. The plants I didn't do a real heavy job of planting this, so I knew I was going to have some work definitely on the algae side of things that we can have to deal with, but we'll see. I'll just have to work at it. But yeah, just try and remove as much of that as I can, basically. Comes off relatively easy like that, see, on the rocks and stuff. The wood and the sand, it grips it a little more. The sand, I like the wafting technique, so I'm not sucking up too much of the sand with it, right? So another good little thing is using your finger in front of it, like this on the sand, and then you can just use your finger and suck up all those little loose particles. I'll probably have to do this a few times, I'm sure. Once a week at least. Yeah, I don't touch the ground with the hose. I keep the hose up. and I keep it about an inch away from the ground, and then I can use my finger, and that's what I'm actually touching the bottom with. And then I just waft it up into the path of where I want it to suck into the hose. And relatively, it goes pretty quick, just like that, and then just suck it all up. Instead of having to move it to keep it in the tank, we're going to try to get rid of as much of it as we can. And that's just how we're going to have to combat this for now, because I'm trying to get the plants to grow before I get any fish in here, because I keep putting fish in the tanks and then the fish mess up the plants before I can even get the plants going. And I need to learn the plants and figure out how I can get my system of what I'm doing and the plants and all that, and so they're everybody's happy. You know, there's obviously some things I just sucked my moss up. We're gonna have to pull that out of there and put that back into the spot and see. But yeah, I think we're gonna have to up our wattage in here for sure. But yeah, relatively that's it. And then we can clean the glass off a little bit. We gotta get the hair algae and stuff off our grooves here. And that's relatively easy. You can just pull it out. Give everything a little bit of a waft. That little piece broke off there, so I'm going to see if we can't find a little crevice to stuff it in there and see if he likes it. And this guy came off, and these are pretty robust plants, the Anubias, so I just like to shake them up if they come off of where I had them. I don't have them tied in or nothing, I just have them pinched, and I'm hoping the roots will grab and they'll hold themselves there naturally in time, right? But yeah. Now most people will go and drain the tank now and then suck it all out that way. Unfortunately, this is on a stand type system, so it's gonna have to filter out, and then I'll go around and siphon a little more off the bottom again and pick up the chunks and stuff once it settles and stuff in places. But yeah, there's our 2-week update on this tank, and yeah, we're just gonna keep trudging away. Our grasses are still growing. I like to go in there and just give them a little brush with my fingers slightly, just to help clean off debris and stuff that's on the leaves and pull off some of the stuff. So I don't know, fingers crossed we'll get this thing going a little bit, but I'm gonna have to definitely up the lighting, I think. And yeah, got some work. All right, 2 weeks.